Kiss by R.A. Busby. My most terrifying patient. Dr. Elliot chuckled, a grim little sound. Of course, I've often thought of it. Of her. He paused as the butler refilled the glasses. And tonight, yes, after all these years, the hour has come round to tell it. That is why this ragtag band of miscreants meets, after all. For the tales. "And Alistair's brandy," remarked a voice from within one of the deep leather armchairs clustered around the fire. "To be sure," the doctor said, raising his glass. "So, my patient." He gave a reflective sip and began in earnest. It happened in the waning years of the last century. A young man at the time, I was new to the taste of disillusion. Having failed to achieve the heights of Byron or Shelley in France, I returned in disgrace to my father's home in Massachusetts. There, I pursued his ambition for me and became a doctor, though my practice primarily consisted of dispensing laudanum to the wealthy and the bored. One autumn evening, as the chill of the winter drew near, I found myself in an alley by the harbor. Well, everything in New Bedford is by the harbor. And that is when I heard her. She had followed me, you understand. I was quite intoxicated, and for that reason had embarked on the bracing walk back home, to which I did not wish to go. My wife Alice was a harridan, stern and unyielding. Our son Charles, a miserable bully. More and more, I'd found myself drawn to, well, a certain club, whose name is notorious, even in these licentious times. The doctor glanced at the company about the room. "I can tell what you think," he said with an ironic smile. "I shall not deny a word. Indeed, I have tales from that place that would make the most jaded of us blush like virgins, including you, Montague." At their ripple of laughter, Dr. Elliot signaled for more brandy and cigars. This club was, I knew, a mere exchange of one vice for a different one. Dissolution for disillusion, that is all. Boredom and failure obliterated by absinthe and laudanum and flesh. Still, it was a delight in its own way. The most notorious event of the season was, of course, our masquerade ball. That year, a certain Mrs. S., dressed, I use that word loosely, as Aphrodite, and save for a coat of marbleized paint, as nude as the goddess herself. Another gentleman came as a map of New Bedford. There was a strangled cough from an elder member, a mariner of long standing. "Oh, my!" he said, and cleared his throat again. "Indeed," Dr. Elliot agreed. "Given the peninsular shape of the city, coupled with his own physique, the man resembled a rather chubby, uncircumcised penis. Still, although the night was a whirl of lights and laughter, I recall little of the other guests. Except, of course, for one." "The love of your life?" An elegant woman smiled, leg draped over the arm of a chair. "Ah, Eliza," the doctor nodded. "I did not see you there in the shadow. The love of my life, you ask?" "Perhaps." "And how was she costumed?" inquired one of the others, a junior member with cheeks flushed red as the dying coals. "Like Salome, Lilith, Madame de Pompadour?" "Well, replied the doctor, though she had dressed in an elaborate black gown of a French aristocrat. It was her mask I noticed first. A shadow came over his face. It was memorable. Kiss by R. A. Busby.